Hey everybody, it's Kevin. Welcome to Kev's Vibe of the Day, where I give you a card from a deck. This happens to be Kyle Gray's Angel Prayers Oracle card deck, and have a little chat about what we find. So let's get right to it. Today's message and the card is about being a peaceful warrior. So Archangel Ariel is known as the Lioness of God. And we see her just basically in this golden light. She's also a beautiful archangel that protects and watches over the animal kingdom. So those of you who love animals, your dogs, your cats, your horses, and even wildlife, birds, know that Archangel Ariel is out to be for the highest good of all of them as well as you. The message, though, here is that while we face many different challenges, and the angel world knows that you've got a voice and that you're not frightened of using it, when she comes forward as the peaceful warrior, the message is really to step forward in peace. And I say this because it's likely that many of you have already or will bump up against conflicting, contrasting, even obnoxious opinions, conversations that friends might have with you that may not sit right with you, that may not agree with you, that may not find in itself in alignment with you. And this is particularly true when our worlds, plural, shift in such dramatic ways. For those who follow metaphysics, astrology, tarot, oracle decks, and start to remember what you were put here to do, there is this underlying feeling of awakening to new opportunities, awakening to new lessons, awakening to new ways of thinking, awakening to new ways of being. Doors that were normally closed, pushed shut, are opening. There are opportunities available for those who are open to receive them and those who are feeling of abundance. But then there are also those who come from a place of fear. And I've talked about this before. Fear is very much connected to the ego. And just as animals, when they fear trapped, when they fear humans, when they fear something that they believe is out to get them, they're going to lash out. They're going to bite. They're going to run. They're going to do anything they can to get away from what they perceive and what they believe is fear. So how do you become a peaceful warrior in a world that seems to be loaded with fear? And anytime you come up against someone who's combative, a peaceful warrior steps forward without confrontation, without combativeness, without that feeling of being the warrior, and looks at the situation in a loving, kind, and peaceful way, which is really, truly very difficult to do, particularly when, if those of you, I would imagine, that are over the age of 50, as I am, were likely raised by parents and families, I say likely, I don't know, whose mission it was to raise children with manners. Please, thank you, wait your turn, don't speak out of turn. That was my way. Children should be seen and not heard. I heard that growing up. Sit politely. The television was off. We sat around the dining room table to eat dinner. All of these really good values were put in me from a child. But that's not the case everywhere. And it's certainly not the case nowadays. So, therefore, when we pop up against somebody who isn't minding their P's and Q's and is pushing in line, as I had happen, when was it I had happen? Somebody knew that they were, I was at the wholesalers, and somebody knew there was one line, one of those things where you're lining up to pay for your goods, and there are two avenues, and they call the next. So it goes kind of like this. I think I was in IKEA. Anyway, there was someone clearly behind me with a wagon full of stuff who didn't want to wait and said, "Is this one line here or two?" She clearly wanted to go in front, wanted to push forward. And obviously, there's always one line that goes slower than the other line, and I'm always in the one that goes the slowest. I could get in my head and turn around and basically say, why don't you just enjoy this time you've got to yourself to just sit and ponder? Where do you have to be in such a hurry that you've got to push up in front of other people? But that's not really helping, because what I know for sure is there are those folks who are combative no matter what. They are coming at us no matter what. It isn't our job to rise or lower in this case, because I think that when you meet a problem with another problem, you're lowering yourself. It's difficult to meet something where it is if that's not what you're lined up to. If you're lined up to something higher, something brighter, something lighter, something more golden, something more good, something more abundant, that's what you're lined up to. It is not saying that you'll never bump into anybody that is fear-based, ego-based, or just being ratchet. You will. The key is to be in the moment and sift and sort and find the most peaceful warrior way to move forward with this. There are 3 questions that I love to ask myself, and they're relatively new for me, but they work. What does my inner being know about this situation, thing, thought? What does my inner being think about this? And what does my inner being feel about this? And it's really quite lovely, because at that point in time, it seems that I step into the space of just receiving the answer and going with it, and not having to worry about, well, my inner being thinks this, my inner being feels this, my inner being knows this, and that's what I'm going to go with. Because our inner being, that part of us that is intuitive, knows. Knows. All the other stuff is just fluff. Anyway, let's read from our book, and I want to see if the alchemist wants to come and say hello. We are on the 5th of October, just rolling right along. Just seemed like blink and we were at the 1st, and here we are the 5th, and it's like, when did this happen? Spiritual growth can be easier now. For so long, you thought that spiritual growth, healing, life had to be hard, and it was, for many reasons. That's no longer the case. Do you see the rose struggling and straining to grow? Do you see a tree pushing and forcing its growth? Your growth can unfold as naturally and inevitably and as beautifully as the tender roots of a rose break through the first with green, then bud, then a fully open flower. You have committed to life. You have committed to growth. You have committed to opening your heart and taking the journey. That is enough. The rest will be revealed to you in time. The answers will become clear. The visions, the guidance, the leadings you are seeking will come. All you need to guide you through life will come. Quiet spiritual awakenings, quiet revelations that profoundly change your life. Each awakening will take you to the next place. Each will lead you home. Don't worry about what you have to do to achieve spiritual growth. Let yourself be. The growth will happen, and it will happen naturally and easily. So this really goes along with our spiritual warrior card, Archangel Ariel. Thank you for helping me stand in my ground with peace. Standing in your ground with peace means you're right to be on the planet, you're right to be intentional with everything that you do, and you're right to move forward and grow naturally. That's as simple as it seems, and as it is. There is no reason that we have to rise up and fight and struggle. Certainly there's contrasts, and there's things that come up against us, and there's reaction. And some might say, with so many planets being retrograde, it's no da 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 da, and they want to blame the full moon energy or the new moon energy or the this or the that. Where does that get anybody? We're growing, we're moving, we're shifting, and we're sorting. And you can look at whatever planet is moving in a different direction, but you're still going to go about your business. You're still going to do your thing for that day. And you're allowed to have a day that's full of energy, full of vum, full of, oh my goodness, it couldn't get any better. And you're allowed to have a day that is, oh, I need to just take it easy for the day. Now I think it's time to meditate, and let's see what happens. Bring your feet flat to the floor and start bringing your eyes down with your arms and hands open to receive. Well, I've got this Madagascar sphere here that just wanted to roll into my hands. So I think I'm going to meditate with it today. Take a breath in. Release and let go. Place your mind and your consciousness down to your feet. And imagine your feet being energized as if the soles of your feet have electric pulses, energetic pulses that push down into the floor, awakening the crust of the earth. And from the depth of the earth, the electrical pulses are attached to the crystalline layer of the earth. This crystalline layer of the earth is your energetic mat, your geometric pattern, the sacred geometry that makes up the pattern of the crystalline layer of the planet Earth. And your feet is constantly being energized by this crystalline layer of the earth. Continue with your breath. Continue with feeling your body. Allow the pulsation of the earth, the electromagnetic field, rise up through your feet. And know that this electromagnetic force includes you, is within you, and without you. Continue your breath. Begin to see yourself as a strong, energetic force that is part of the source energy, that is an extension of your non-physical being. Allow your mind and your consciousness to travel all the way up through your body, pay particular attention to your heart, the center of your chest, where the heart chakra glows. The human form wishes to place the color of green at the center of your being. For this morning, I wish for you to place the color of magenta and know that you are in the presence of the Archangel Metatron, Archangel Orion, and the energy of star beings, of which you are one. Allow your entire being to glow with the most beautiful shade of magenta. Allow this color to impermeate the center of your entire body. As you breathe, the intensity of the magenta light runs through the very center of your physical being, as if to be liquid electrons moving through and upward, up and out of your crown. Allow this magenta light to now be encased in the violet flame that is known as the Archangel Zadkiel. Lift your consciousness up beyond the crown of your head and know the source that you are an extension of. Is sending this pulsating energy down towards the sole of your feet and through this liquid power that runs through the center of your being, enlightening and engulfing, energizing and infusing your entire wheel, your chakra wheel, your crystalline layer of which you are one. Using this power, you energize and remember your physical and non-physical being. There is nothing for you to do or complete. There is only this powerful meditation, recharging, remembering, reminding you of your spirit's purpose. Whenever you feel the scattered, unclear feelings, distractions, scattered thoughts, muddled mind, bring yourself to a quiet place. Plant your feet upon the earth. Drop your eyes down, connect with your breath, and remember where your feet touch the earth. You, through your intentional being, ignites the pulsation of the earth within you, below you, through you, and above you. You are the source of great power. You have the ability to awaken that power right now. It is seldom that I come to speak. I have dropped in to this meditation. I am part of the collective energy that is one with the Archangel Orion, and we are a collective energy that is about ascension, that is about transformation, that is about your awakening process. Love, power, abundance, great joy, wisdom are coming to you. Blessings to all of you. I am grateful to speak with you. Thank you. Bring your hands to heart center at your chest. And keep that thought, that idea, the feeling of that magenta light. Remember to go forward today. When you bump up against contrast, you bump up against things that maybe don't serve you right. What does my inner being feel, think, and know about this? And let it go. Lift your thumb knuckles to third eye center. Let's place blessings upon the earth in all four corners, above, below, and around us, that any being anywhere find peace, love, happiness, as we bow and say namaste. Well, that was interesting. Thank you for joining me in that. I was expecting the alchemist, but then this other energy came and I liked it. It was deeper, fuller. Um, I couldn't decide what or who this was, and that's just what happened the last time. So today I'm going to give thanks that they came and thanks they trust me to use their voice and or my voice for their message. Anyway, until next time, my friends, you have yourself a great Tuesday. Bye for now.